Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're exploring some of the most useful phrasal verbs with take. They are everywhere in English, and if you can master them, you'll sound much more natural and fluent in conversations. We'll go through each one, breaking them down with real-life examples so you can see exactly how they're used. Try to listen carefully and focus on the context. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with take off. This phrasal verb has several meanings, and you've probably heard it before. First, it means when something leaves the ground, like an airplane. Examples: the plane took off an hour late because of bad weather. Please fasten your seatbelt, we're about to take off. Second, it can mean to leave suddenly, especially without saying goodbye. Examples: as soon as the meeting ended, she just took off. No explanation, no goodbye. He saw the police coming and took off down the street. And third, it's used when you remove something, usually clothing. Examples: it's so hot in here, I need to take off my jacket. As soon as he got home, he took off his shoes and relaxed. Now let's move on to take up. This one is all about starting something new or occupying space or time. First, when you start a new hobby, activity, or habit. Examples: I recently took up yoga, and it's been amazing for my stress levels. He's thinking about taking up photography as a serious hobby. Second, it can mean something is using time or space. Examples: this huge sofa takes up too much space in my apartment. Work has been taking up all my time lately. I need a break. Next, we have take in. This is an interesting one because it can mean a few different things depending on the context. First, it means to absorb or fully understand information. Examples: there was so much information in that lecture. I couldn't take it all in. She paused for a moment to take in what he had just said. Second, it means to allow someone or something to stay in your home. Examples: they took in a stray dog and decided to keep it. After the flood, several families took in people who had lost their homes. And finally, it can mean to experience or enjoy a scene or moment. Examples: she stood on the balcony, taking in the beautiful sunset. I sat quietly, just taking in the atmosphere of the old bookstore. Now let's talk about take on. This one is all about accepting responsibility or facing a challenge. First, it means to accept work, responsibility, or a task. Examples: she's really ambitious. She always takes on extra projects at work. I can't take on any more clients right now. I'm too busy. Second, it can mean to challenge or compete against someone. Examples: the underdog team is ready to take on the champions in the finals. He's never afraid to take on difficult opponents. Now let's move to take out. You'll hear this one a lot in casual conversation. First, it means to remove something from a place. Examples: could you take out the trash, please? She reached into her bag and took out a notebook. Second, it's commonly used when talking about food, to order and bring it home. Examples: let's just take out pizza tonight. I don't feel like cooking. He stopped by a restaurant to take out some sushi. And third, it's used when talking about going on a date. Examples: he took her out for dinner on their anniversary. She was excited because he finally asked to take her out. Next up is take over. This one is about gaining control or replacing someone. First, in business or leadership, it means to assume control. Examples: a new CEO is taking over the company next year. The younger generation is taking over leadership roles. Second, it can mean to replace someone's role in a task. Examples: I was so tired that he had to take over driving. Can you take over for me while I step out? And finally, take back. This one is all about returning something or admitting a mistake. First, it means to return an item to a store or place. Examples: I need to take back this shirt. It doesn't fit. She took back the library book she borrowed. Second, it means to admit that something you said was wrong. Examples: I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I take it back. He told her to take back what she said about him. Wow! We covered a lot of useful phrasal verbs with take today. Remember, phrasal verbs are tricky because their meanings aren't always obvious. But the more you hear them, the more natural they'll feel. If you want to really remember them, try using them in your own sentences. Think about your daily life. When was the last time you took on a challenge? Have you ever taken in a beautiful view? Maybe you should take up a new hobby. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep taking in as much English as you can. Thanks for joining me today. See you next time.